the new biggest problem of the day. In about an hour and a half, it's gonna rain. We're trying to finish planting the field, and the tractor that is doing the planting, the front tire is going low. We're gonna bring out a big air compressor, and we'll see where we get to. I got my nephews are mowing. My dad was out on the mower earlier. I was doing some weed whipping. We're just trying to find a quiet place to film. See if we can't find one. We almost pulled it off and then Kona just showed up. Okay, this is quieter than most spots in the yard.
We can make it work.
It's a real farm, ain't it?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
But it's beautiful.
Dude,
Man.
it is perfect weather outside. So we're under the front porch of one of the sheds here, and it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
How's your morning going? Okay, that was my Monday. That was my Monday. A little bit of bad news. Not the end of the world. We had our cap on our 4955 here. We had one of the caps on the hydraulic pump start leaking, and I thought it was loose. I was able to just get some wrenches on it, and it is tight. And so I know more than likely it probably means the pump's got to come out, which is not the end of the world, just not something I have time for today. So what we're actually going to do is I got a tractor around the corner that is actually the first 4850 we ever bought, and I was able to buy it back earlier this year, and we haven't had time to touch it. I actually have a pile in front of me of boxes for a complete new cab interior kit that I was hoping to get into it before we started using it. But all right now I need a tractor, and tomorrow I'll be running that tractor, so I don't really care what the cab looks like because I have guarantee you've ran worse. This one's pretty bad, but I have ran worse. So I'm gonna pull that up here and see if I can't get the AC to start working on it, because I can handle no cab interior and I can handle no AC. But if I can make the AC work, it just makes tomorrow better. So Monday was kind of a little crazy. Sunday, so we got rain end of last week, which was nice. It slowed it all down.
Yeah.
We got going again Sunday. Sunday afternoon, it was dry enough we could get in the fields. We were hauling some biosolids. We had just a little 20-acre field we wanted to spread, so we actually got all the material there Sunday night. Monday, it's kind of funny because we had this tractor develop this oil leak. I was hoping I was gonna be able to fix it. We weren't. So most people don't understand that this tractor actually is a diamond in the rough. And what I mean by that, I know the rear end was built in 09, but I'm gonna look here real quick to see how many hours we got on it. I don't think it was that many hours ago. I think it was less than probably 1,000 hours ago. So this tractor didn't get a whole lot of hours put on it. And so I know we did the hydraulic pump. I know we did the C1, C2, B1, B2 brake pack. I know we did the updated ring and pinion bearing. And so the reason I bought this tractor, one, it was the first 4850 that we ever put in a dry spreader. Two is I know there's actually a decent amount of work done to the rear end. And well, I was able to buy it back here this last spring. And well, I kind of need it for tomorrow. So we're gonna fire it up, check some things out, and then see if I can get the air conditioning to take off. The interior, I can live with this. I've driven worse. I've driven way worse. Yep, you know the mice were hungry when it ate the fresh cab pack. That also kind of looks a little old. But I'm just curious if for tomorrow, if we can make it work and pull a spreader, so we can kind of put the end of the spring spreading. Later on in the summer, we'll do kind of more in-depth video on it, because there's some things I'd love to show, like some repair stuff that I know we're gonna get after on it. But we bought this tractor and I wanted to test it out. And so I was kind of like, hey, all right, this 4955 developed an oil leak. I'm looking around the yard. We got a couple tractors out on lease. Everything else is hooked up into other stuff. And I'm looking and I see, oh, we got this 4850 over here. Let's try it. You know, I'm gonna run it. Let's try it.
Okay.
Well, first thing we had to do is rip all the cab interior out because it was horrible.
Like just aesthetically, or?
Yeah, kind of. And then what happens is the dust blows around your eyes. Okay, so to get the actual headliner out, usually that's not too bad, but believe me, it's gonna be gross. Getting them in's a little tougher. Oh, yuck. And it's definitely one of those times in life where you're gonna want a nice hot shower when you're done. Okay, on the quest to, icky. On the quest to get the smell out of the cab, I kept finding more and more mouse debris up above, And to get this old headliner out, I actually got to pull the speakers, which ain't a big deal. Had to do it at some point. I'm just going to pull this headliner down because it is so gross. Yeah, part of life. Like I said, I've done this before. This ain't nothing new. It just, ugh. Oh, we're going to shut windows because it's blowing that crap in at me. Hopefully it quits blowing in my eyes. Here we go. Oh, yuck. Okay, that we're gonna leave outside because that's gross. Oh, yuck. Just because it's not the worst one I've ever done doesn't mean it's not disgusting. I knew tonight when I ripped into this what I had coming to me. And shower's gonna feel good in a while.
So you were ripping out the interior because it was ugly. So this was just fashion, not.
No. There was like nothing left of it, and I was trying to
okay.
get the most smell out of it. It was pretty
there you
gnarly.
go.
I was trying to
interior,
get
what else was on your
Okay,
punch
so
list
the next
for
thing
tractor?
is we knew the AC wasn't working. I wanted to just basically start from scratch. So AC stuff's not hard. We're actually gonna add a little oil. We got these new adapters to go from the old R12 fittings to the R134A. Kind of my makeshift funnel here. We're gonna try and add just a little bit of PEG 46 oil to the pump, just because I've never seen it hurt anything. And typically, if you ever replace a line, they kind of have those recommendations for that. So. The reason you just kind of do that is it's kind of the old math of whenever you break a line, they actually have charts to say how many ounces you should throw back in the system. I've just always learned 1 to 2 ounces. I've never heard anything, so hey, let's do that. I'm about ready to throw the gauges on it and then grab the vacuum motor. We're gonna back this down and we're just hoping it holds pressure, because that means we don't have a hole in the line. Fingers crossed. Sometimes that's what you get when you're trying to do the right thing. You got the 2.5 pounds and she started pissing all Freon. Okay. So we're about ready to back out the 4955, bring 4850 in, and it's kind of funny. It's funny because I'm looking at 4 John Deere tractors that need work, and they're all in front of the shop. Yeah. Probably not the best image for you case guys, but I own cases too, and they break too. Guarantee you. I can guarantee you they break. Ask me how I know. They all break. That's why I don't get into the whole emblems on hoods. I don't care. To me, it's all about profit margin and parts availability, and whatever I can run that has a good return on investment, because I'll guarantee you, the banker has never asked me what color of equipment I run. He only asked me, "You got any money for me?" And the answer better be yes. There was one time in my life the answer was no. That was a sad day. I don't know if you ever thought you were going to start crying in front of a banker, but I've been there. 2013 sucked. 2013 sucked a lot. Oh, well, we're still here in 2025, so something must have worked out. But yeah, if you see behind me, okay, motor. 8400 there is ready to come out. I just haven't had time to work on it. 4955, we got oil leak. 4850 right there. That's the one we just bought. That one has AC and some basics. And then the other 4850 next to it is just an AC line too. And that kind of stuff, that happens no matter what color you run. So kind of funny. So yeah, on one hand, there's a few John Deeres in the shop. On the other hand, most of the stuff's pretty simple. Since the 4955 behind me is out of commission, we're gonna grab a cab component that we need. There's one filter, the cab filter that we need for that 4850 right there. So we're gonna grab it. I usually have an extra one, but that one in a tractor here a week ago. So you vac the system down to get all the water out of the system. Okay. And then the goal is to put in, this system's between 3 pounds and 3.25 pounds. I go to put the Freon in and we got just about up to the 3 pound mark. I'm feeling good. The cab's getting cool. And wouldn't you know it, I look over and here's our vacuum line dripping Freon out of it, so it was leaking. Oh yeah, right. Like, luckily I had one of those lines, but so that just told me, hey, the night's gonna get longer. Get the tractor in the shop. What we wanted to do was just the basics. We wanted to change oil filters, fuel filters, hydraulic filters, etc., and then get this line replaced. I got all that done, and then I actually noticed the front hydraulic coupler just wasn't pushed together good enough. You can see there the gap's a lot tighter, and that's what we're looking for. I have a new pancake or whatever they call those things, and so we got that thrown in, and we're just about ready to put Freon in it and call it a night. But got a little ways to go yet. I yanked that apart. Luckily, I had a little rubber bushing for it to get it all back together. The next mornings, I kind of worked all night on this. The next mornings, I kind of worked all night on this. I just wanted to, this was just a really, really good time to work all of the bugs out. All right, 4 o'clock in the morning, but I got a lot of things I wanted to get done to this tractor, and I'm gonna go take a shower because I'm filthy. And then we're gonna put this on a spreader, and I know there's no point going to bed tonight, so we might as well just keep fixing stuff. Heck yeah. Oh, I'm also out of coffee, and I just want some coffee. So we're gonna go make some coffee and take a shower, put clean clothes on, pretend it's the start of a morning, and yeah, go from there. Over the years, we've had a lot of new to us, gently used, slightly more used than some people would like to admit, equipment. And doing that, you learn a few tricks. And those 4 bolts on the 4 bolts that you see there that hold basically the hitch up to what they call the drawbar, which is the hitch, up to the bottom of the transmission, they're loose. So we're gonna tighten them up. Luckily, I try to crawl under all the tractors before they leave the yard for the typically fall. In this case, it's spring, but this is the first time we've gotten this tractor out, so I'm just trying to do the due diligences and check things out. So glad I caught it. I was walking up to him like, oh, I should check those bolts. Good thing I did.
Okay.
So we get it hooked into a spreader. I head out to the field, gonna join the guys spreading, and I, you know, a little nervous, kind of like you're trying to figure out what noise is normal, what's not. So I go to throw the PTO on, and all of a sudden the tractor just starts vibrating like there's no tomorrow. I'm like, you know, freaking way. Like, don't tell me this thing needs a PTO clutch. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Beater bearings out on the spreader. All right. Yep. Didn't even put a load in it. Just ran it, just free it up, and yep.
Is that the first thought that goes through your mind?
Yeah,
PTO
yep, we've had it.
Okay.
Old Miss actually set the record for 3 hours. First tractor we bought that the PTO and clutch only lasted 3 hours. Puff, we had the reverse problem. The PTO was just always locked in. So from the first time we ever hooked into a spreader, we turned the tractor on and the PTO took off. It was just spinning and the lever was in the down position. So we've had some things kind of happen like that before.
And was this tractor, did you get it on an auction or just buy it from a private party?
Years ago, we actually kind of got a history with this tractor, and that's why I wanted to buy it back. Years ago, I bought some family members out of the big family business. Kind of were divvying some stuff up, but one of the family members had this tractor. I always wanted to buy it back. Luckily, this last spring, I was able to buy it back. And so the neat thing that night that I was working on it.
You didn't like go and test drive it or anything beforehand?
I didn't have a whole lot of options.
No, I know. It was just kind of like take it or leave it, right?
Kind of, yeah.
No,
yeah. And I was like, deal, let's take it.
Yeah.
Now, there's a secret with this tractor. This tractor was actually the first 4850 that we actually rebuilt the whole rear end in from scratch. Our cousin Scott actually rebuilt it.
Some of the history of it all.
That was the number one thing. I knew there wasn't a whole lot of hours. I thought it was under 2,000 hours since the rear end had been done. Okay. Well, that night when I was actually putting hydraulic filters in, I found Scott, when he rebuilt it, wrote the hours with an ink pen on the actual filter housings.
Nice.
And when I did the math, it was rebuilt less than 1,200 hours ago. The funny thing
really?
is, it was almost rebuilt 20 years ago, but it only has 1,200 hours on the ring pinion, the rear quad pack, the MFD clutch, the PTO clutch, B1, B2, C1, C2 clutches. So that's why
awesome.
I was.
But then when it starts shaking, you're just like, what's going on?
Yeah, well, you're kind of like, oh, come on, don't tell me.
Yeah.
Don't tell me. This time I'm going to check that we have a beater bearing. We do. Heck yeah. Kind of laughing. I take off out of the field. Dad calls me immediately because he's watching me. He's like,
no.
don't tell me the PTO clutch is out. I'm like, no, actually
news.
we're good. Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Okay.
And so came back to the farm here. We hooked into another spreader, which actually worked out really well. But there was one thing, a problem that I noticed right off the bat. The front wheel assist wasn't unlocking. And so I wanted to play around with that a little bit.
And what's front wheel assist?
Yeah, so that's actually like your four-wheel drive, when you can actually lock it in so your front tires will spin.
Okay.
First thing you usually want to do, it's real common for these, is actually the electrical system will fail.
Okay.
And this one actually wasn't. I actually had 12 volts down there. I was able to power up our old halogen. We were able to test the solenoid. Usually you can just put a screwdriver in the solenoid and it'll be magnetized. And so you know the magnet's working. I actually pulled the valve out. I could hear everything click the way it should. And so then I was talking with mechanic Larry a little bit. Larry had me read the lube pressure and system pressure. And we noticed when we did that, we had a little bit of flutteration in there, which usually means we got a leak. So later this summer, we'll probably be doing a video on putting cab interior in and rebuilding an MFD clutch.
I can't wait.
We later found out, so when I first got in this tractor, I immediately picked up on the fact that there was it sounded like a hydraulic valve flutter, and it kind of sounds like static. You kind of can pick it up when you're hearing it.
Okay.
Well, talking with Larry a little bit, he was telling me, he's like, walk outside, he's like, feel your SCV, see if those were warm. Sure enough, 2 out of 3 of those were warm.
Okay.
And then the other thing that's real common for it to leak interior, because these are actually what they call interior leaks. You're not necessarily going to notice it other than if you hear it. But the physical tractor is going to do what it needs to do. It's going to drive. It's going to shift. But the 3-point, what do they call it? 3-point assist? No. All right. So overall, the neat thing, hook into a spreader, go back to the field, ran the rest of the day with no problems.
Okay.
AC stayed cold.
Nice.
Still has a little bit of a mouth smell.
Okay.
But we got to actually use it and break it in and start getting the parts list going for it. So it was actually a huge win.
Yeah, so you felt good about your purchase.
Yep.
Then.
Yep. Yeah. So then same day we got that field turned black. Dean rolls out with the planter and we start planting. And then I got back here. I thought I was going to hit the road trucking early. Yeah, we got a new game plan. So I just shut off the tractor that we just bought, and actually everything is running really good. We do have a couple weird things. The front end. Yeah. Anyways, I'll have more details later. We know she needs a little work, but that's actually why I wanted to get it out today and use it, because it's spring. We're going to be doing some spreading this summer, but every time, the cool thing right now is not a lot. We're not on a huge time crunch. And so that's why I wanted to get this tractor out today and just work it, get in the field, work it a little bit, and just start working those bugs out. Got back here, I thought I was going to hit the road trucking early. Then I get the phone call, hey, I got a flat front tire. And I'm like, what do you mean flat? Flat, or
drive it a little long.
Did it go down slowly? Some of you guys can relate to this, right? It's more of an in-depth question than you think.
Yeah.
Is the sidewall still on? Can we air it up? Do we need to bring the cheetahs out? What do we need? Do we just need a different tire?
Yeah.
And so Dean's like, I think we can air it up. And I'm like, okay, let's grab an air compressor. Let's get out there.
Okay.
And because the worst thing in the world is we had the field about 2/3 away planted, but we had dark clouds to the west. We knew we had rain coming in. And lo and behold, it's like, okay, the stress keeps coming. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're here and airing up the tire as we speak. And I'm just gonna, if this holds, we put a bunch of slime in it. And if this holds, we're just going to sit at the edge of the field while Dean plants, just so we finish. So if you notice, those storm clouds to the west just keep getting a little darker and a little darker. So we get out there, aired it up. Luckily, what we think happened is it's like a 2-piece valve stem, and we think this valve stem just came loose.
Okay.
Because I noticed when I went to grab the cap to twist that off, the whole valve stem came with me. I was able to tighten it all down, air it all up. There's the forest pass, and that tire's still looking pretty good, so hopefully we can finish. So you see the roller there? This is kind of funny. The guy in the roller is 75 years old, and I've worked with him for 20 years. Pretty fun history. Well, for him, it's nothing new to see a truck with an air compressor sitting on the side of the field. We've done this a bunch with tractors and spreaders over the years. You know, just trying to finish the day, trying to finish it all up. And you just usually we just got an air compressor running in the back of the service truck. In this case, I was actually able to bring out the big 185. I bought that years ago for soda blasting mold damages, and then it always just kind of hung around the farm because we always use it. All right, so there's round number 5, and you can see the tires still looking pretty good. So good news, if you see the planter tractor there headed this way, just going to rear out that front tire. Should mean he's done, and it should mean we can head back to the farm, because if you can see the windshield on the truck, we're getting a little few raindrops. Yep, perfect timing. All right, so Gene just left. Tire looked good, so he said, "Don't worry about airing me up." So I'm gonna shut this down, and we're gonna head back to the farm. Really cool field. We finished planting the field, and actually, I noticed the tractor last night. The tire hasn't gone flat yet. So,
okay.
Luckily, it's just something simple, but we were able to get it all planted, all rolled, and yeah, then the rain hit and slowed us down for about 3 days, and you could tell everyone in the shop is just like zapped.
Yeah, everyone's just like, oh,
everyone's
we need
zapped.
A rain day,
like,
right?
hey, what do you want to do tonight? Nothing.
That was a long run.
Yeah,
man.
we were pretty good. So just got the one bean field left. We got one little 30-acre bean field left, and then we should be done. And it looks like this upcoming week we got like perfect weather, so we should knock that out.
What
But
a great spring.
yeah,
well, and seeing everything coming up in the fields already
Yeah.
now too, that must be so gratifying.
It is. Yeah, no, it totally is.
And really overall, like, not a lot of breakdowns, things really like going pretty smoothly.
It's been a really great swing.
Yeah. What is your list by your computer? Adeline just noticed it.
Oh, I'd have to look. There's
Is
always
SHIT done week?
Oh, that was a cool acronym. What was it? It was yeah, something like get blank done this week, or I heard it and I was just like, it's a cool, it was one of those advertisements where they're like, oh, you know, those weeks that you just don't get anything accomplished, and I'm like, that like never happens. But then I heard that and I was like, that's a cool acronym.
Yeah. So is that this week, or was this past week?
This week's mellower, but Monday got a little headaches. Bear with us if you hear the lawnmower. Like,
is it Corbin or?
Did you see him earlier? Gage was driving and Corbin was hanging on the front.
Oh no, not lawnmower.
Yeah, what do you do, right?
Corbin has his little lawnmower, and like he stopped, he turned the deck off, but it's still running, and he's like going to reach underneath because the belt came off. I'm like, dude, turn it off. And he's like, Mom, what's gonna happen? And I'm like, what's gonna happen?
So moms kind of know some stuff, don't they?
know.
Moms definitely kind of know some stuff.
Yeah.
You got like a full week.
It's just, you know, school's out and trying to keep everyone outside. Go outside, you know?
Do you remember, like, so we grew up at we went to Northfield High School, and do you remember as a kid, we never got released, like our last days of school were always like that first and second week of June.
Yeah.
And I think I remember there was actually one year, I think it was like 94, 95, we actually went to like the 11th of June, which was torturous.
Should I go tell him that?
Nah, we're cool, we'll just roll with this. So one crazy thing we got going on this morning, and I'm not used to this, like, I forgot, Dawn has new carpeting going in the house, and so now the guys putting the carpet in, we're supposed to like screw down nails or like
yeah, so I mean the old part of our parents' house was built in right around the turn of the 19...
Actually, before that, we think about 1890.
1890?
Yeah, we've never found a date. We know this, the first taxes that were paid on the property were 1894 for a house.
Okay.
So we think the house was built around there, like 1890, 91, 92, somewhere in there. We've never actually found an actual date, and everyone is like actually gone that we could ever ask. If you looked in the abstract and you looked at the taxes, that's where I found that 1890-ish date. Okay. So.
And in the upstairs, the upstairs level still has all the original floorboards, like wide plank floorboards, but there was carpet over it.
But even with the carpet, you could tell where anybody was in the house because all the boards squeaked.
Yeah, you could hear them, and especially on the landing, you could feel them move. And so I had these people, like these guys were coming to put in carpet, like, and I asked ahead of time. I'm like, okay, there are loose floorboards on the landing. Can you please like fix that? You know, they're like, yeah, we can do that. And then when they get here, they're like, no, we don't do that. And I'm like, sorry, Eric, I needed your help.
Yeah, so I'm running down trying to find drills, drill bits, screws. That result ended pretty good.
You did a great job.
Hey, how's your Friday morning go? Well, I'm screwing boards down
I know,
in the upstairs of the house.
But man, yeah, new carpet. Wow, what a huge difference.
That's gonna be really nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's
so
gonna be really
thank you
nice.
for your help. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. I just thought it was funny. I get tied into everyone's project. And
You do. I know.
That's
Like,
so cool.
Yeah.
No, it's funny though because like, okay, so the old house, we've remodeled it. We put the major remodels were through the 90s and the early 2000s. That's when we
Took down the plaster, re-insulated.
Yeah, that was the
put
90s.
sheetrock, put in new
That was
windows, like-
all of our school holidays were always spent Menards. We started the holiday
yeah.
off at Menards, getting the materials,
Yeah.
and then because we gutted it. We took it from Latin plaster, insulated it, or us and mom, dad, everybody. But like we know that upstairs well, don't we?
Yep.
Oh, so it's funny. I grew up actually doing all the remodeling, the house, the carpentry. Hated it because I always wanted to work on cars.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And then now there's a few things that we need to the back door is kind of getting a little soft,
Yeah.
like the wood's getting a little soft. I need to put a door in. And I'm like, all right, later this summer I gotta like find, because like I'm not like a carpenter. Like I don't like the
No, you're
cart
not a
tool belt.
woodworker and
No,
like,
I can do it. I
Yeah.
can do it, and we're gonna do it. And
Yeah.
just
But not you're like, yay, Memorial Day weekend.
yeah,
let's do it.
give me engine oil and gasoline and diesel fuel.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, that's fair.
but.
Man. But thank you. That was
Yeah,
helpful.
well, but I like the house nice. It's always nice
Yeah.
coming home to a nice house. Like it's
Yeah,
nice.
definitely.
But it is just amazing how like every house, it doesn't matter the era, it takes upkeep. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It really does. For years I had a budget on like how much we put in the house every year, and like our simple budgets used to be like $5,000, you know, because we'd always try to put some windows in or this or that or
Yeah.
update some stuff, and it's like, man,
expensive now.
it is unbelievable how expensive a freaking house is.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh
Yeah.
man. And we've always been able to do the most of it like ourselves.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but just the materials.
Yeah.
Ugh, I know.
Cars are still more fun.
Yes. I think we would all agree.